National running back. Starting running back in this rankings. So yeah, well, so 32. We'll start off with Raiders. I have Raiders running back Zamir White. He has potential to be a better, but he has not been a starter in the past because they've had Josh Jacobs. Either I feel like he could be a little better. I just feel like the facts in front of him have proven more. And if they aren't proven stars, they've shown a little bit more flashes than they've had to play. So we'll see there. And then at 31, at the Chargers and Gus Edwards. Might be a little bit of J.K. Dobbins too. Gus Edwards is a good power back, but can he stay healthy? It's the same thing with Dobbins. Both those guys have struggled with a lot of injuries. Edwards is a good power back when healthy. Can he stay healthy? But he can be good back. He isn't a new team. It's like how much of his good years was because he had the help of a really good dual threat quarterback in Lamar because teams always had to worry about him running the ball as well. And then at 30, you got the Cowboys and Zeke Elliott. They brought back Zeke. So last year, the Patriots. He's still decent running back, but he's not nearly as good as he used to be. Might also Rico Dowdle might also play a little bit, but I just went out because for some of the close ones, I kind of went off of who the team has listed at the top of their depth chart, and they had Zeke ahead of Dowdle. So I'm not going that. Zeke can be good red zone back. He's still a good power back. Like the Cowboys desperately missed that last year because Pollard struggled getting those at red zone touchdowns, and now he's with the Titans. So yeah, but Zeke is not that nearly as good as he used to be. So then at 29, yeah, you got the Giants and Devin Singletary, Brandon Singletary from the Texans last year. He had a good year with the Texans last year after struggling his first 4 years with the Bills. But can he keep that up? Like with a not as good quarterback in Jones versus Stroud, worse offense outside Andrew Thomas, worse offensive line, not nearly as many good weapons that help our teams more worried about everybody else. And the Texans still Damian Pierce was a little bit of a 1-2 guy punch. But yeah, but still should be good. And then at 28, you got the Panthers and Chuba Hubbard. So this would kind of be the first year, full season. Chuba Hubbard might be starter. Depends because they do got Miles Sanders. They brought him in last offseason from the Eagles, but he struggled last year, and Hubbard eventually beat him out for a starting job. So I think Hubbard's still a good starter. But they also drafted Jonathan Brooks, but he's still going to be. They're leaving him on the pup list to start the season, so he's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. And so I think Hubbard's going to be their main starter till Brooks is fully healthy to play for them. And I think Hubbard's a fine back. And at 27, you got the Bengals and Zach Moss. They also got Chase Brown, a younger back on his second year, who has shown some flashes, but he hasn't played a ton because of they had Joe Mixon last year. Is now on the Texans. So you got Zach Moss. He had a good year when John Taylor was out with injury last year, but can he keep that up for more of a season when he's expected to be the most likely the main back unless Brown just shows him a lot of good, like develops a lot and can be that back. And even then, though, Moss is a good glass blocker and Brown isn't really. So that could be a good reason to keep Moss more playing time than Brown. So we'll see there. Then at 26, you get another younger back. You got Commanders and Brian Robinson. He's formerly Alabama. He's it's like he's probably another 1A, 1B thing, kind of, because he also brought in Austin Eckler from the Chargers. Austin Eckler is not as good as he used to be, but he's still a good, decent back. But you can tell Eckler just was not as fast last year as he was before. Yeah, Robinson should be good for them. Just they don't have a great offensive line. They don't like outside Jeremy Clarkson. They don't have many weapons, so like he's probably gonna be like your second best option or for sure your third. Like they do not have much. And then at 25, you have the Buccaneers and a shot right. He had a good year last year. It's just can you show some flashes and how much did they rely on the running game? Because they got Mike Evans, they got um, Chris Godwin, they got Kate Dotson. Like they got a lot of weapons. But I still think Rashad White's gonna be good back. Like this there's a lot of good running backs in this league right now. Like all these guys are still good running backs. Just a lot. There's some good running backs that are better ahead of them, and yeah, it's just like none. It's like yeah, it's just this is a good league with a lot of good running backs at starting. And then, so now let's see for this side. So that's 32 first through 25. So now let's go 24 through 17. At 24, I have Cardinals running back James Conner. I feel like if it was just based off last year, not going into this next season, Connor probably be a few spots higher. It's just they drafted Trey Benson, so I think he'll eventually be able might take some more snaps out of him from him as the season goes on. Just because Benson's a rookie, he's younger, and Connor's I think 29, so that's not super old for an NFL, but for a running back that is. So can he not decline a ton? But he's still a good back. And also, the Cardinals have a very good offensive line, and they don't have many weapons outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. So it's like a lot more teams will be. Well, hey, they don't have a ton of weapons, so then we can focus a little more on their running game because we don't have to worry a ton about it. So let's see though. At 23, I got the Steelers and Najee Harris. They also got um, let's go Jalen Warren. And as the season went on last season, it was more. They did use Warren a lot more. They used Warren more and more. So it was a 1A, 1B kind of thing. Warren is dealing with, I think it was a hamstring injury right now. So he might not be back week one. And if he is he fully healthy and fully ready to go? But yeah, Harris is still good back. He's just not great. And it's like he will split it a lot more, I think, this year. And then at 22, I got the Patriots and Ramondre Stevenson. Like they do got um it's they got they did bring in Antonio Gibson from the Commanders, but I still think Stevenson will be for sure like main guy. Like Gibson might begin some carries just to give Stevenson some relief. But yeah, Stevenson's another good back. He's had a good year with the Patriots. Just another guy. They don't have a great defense line, and like so not a lot of running backs can struggle. It doesn't matter how good they are if they don't have a very good offensive line because you need them to give you good blocks. If you don't have a good offensive line, you have to earn out to break like 1,000 tackles just to get to line of scrimmage or a few yards ahead of line of scrimmage. So yeah, we'll see there. And then 21, I got the Broncos and Javonte Williams. He's a good back. He has dealt with some fumble problems still in the past, but he should be their main guy now because it sounds like they're releasing some IJP Ryan. So like he's gone. Like they don't really have much of a running back to like be one that like kind of takes a lot of snaps from Williams. We'll see. Williams is still a good back. He's young too, so he could even be getting better. I think this is third or fourth year at North Carolina. So we'll see there. Then 20, I got the Dolphins and Raheem Mostert. If it was like Devon Achane, is somebody taking a ton of snaps from Mostert, I think. But it's another one of those things like they have Mostert listed, have him on the depth chart. So I think that would still kind of be like what it was last year. Mostert's going to be their main guy, but Achane's going to be taking a ton of snaps. They're swinging up a lot. And also, Mostert's 32. So can he keep up? Like, can he still be really fast and good for how much longer? Because speed's gonna be one of those first things that go away as he gets older and older. That's 32 is pretty old for a running back. So we'll see though. He's still a good back. I just think they're gonna be taking a chance of taking a lot of carries away from him. And then 19, you got the Bears and DeAndre Swift. It's another guy. If he was still on the Eagles and it was based off last year, I feel like it could be higher. Like the Bears should have a good offensive line, but they're not as good as the Eagles' offensive line was last year. So that's a good back, but like his past 2 seasons, he's had good years. But those are with the Lions' offensive line. He was really good on the line. That's the Eagles' line last year. Not really good on the line. So it's just like, how much was it just that now he's had two great offensive lines. I think the Bears have a good line, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be great yet. It's got some young players that are kind of some questions. So we'll see there. They still good running back. And they also have Khalil Herbert, so Herbert should be taking some carries from him. They also got Wilshon Johnson, a good power back out of Texas. That they go to the second year, so we'll see. they have three good running backs, so we'll see there. Then at 18, you got the Seahawks and Kenneth Walker, another team that not running back. They'll take some carries away from him. Zach Charbonnet. Walker's still a good back though. Just like the Seahawks love to have they like to have a running back by committee. So how much does Charbonnet take away from Walker and like hurt his totals? But Walker's still a good back. So yeah. And then at 17, you got the Texans and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's another good back. He's had a lot of good years. Just can he still be a good back on a new team? Like, and they have a lot of weapons to get the ball to. Like, they brought in Stephon Diggs. They got Tank Dell. They have Nico Collins. They have Dalton Schultz. Like, this team has a good team. And they still have Damian Pierce. He had a bad second year. He was a former second round pick. So it's like, I'm sure they'll be factoring. Probably might try to factor him into just to see if they have anything in the former second round pick. But he was drafted by a former regime. So we'll see. Yeah, Mixon's still a good back, though. So now let's go to 16 through 6. So 16, I got the Saints and Alvin Kamara. Kamara's one of the top, he's near the top in receiving backs, too. Like, he's good running and receiving back. It's just that Saints offensive, like, Saints offensive line, they're not to have Ryan Ramczyk. It's a big loss. You got first round pick in Florida. So he got some questions, and it seems like maybe on decline a little bit, and he did miss. He was suspended 4 games last year, so we'll see if he stays healthy and can play all 17 games. But he's still a good back. And at 15, I have the Titans and Tony Pollard. Pollard he has been good for the Cowboys in the past. He had a good year last year. He just struggled in the red zone getting those touchdowns, which is part of the reason why the Cowboys let him walk and didn't re-sign. But we'll see. He's trying to replace Derrick Henry. I don't think it's honestly based off this rankings. I don't think he'll be as good as Derrick Henry. He should still be a good back. Just can he step up and be good in the red zone? But they also do have Tajai Spears. He played in times for Derrick Henry last year. And he had some good games. So we'll see there. At 14, I got the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco. They do so. He's another good back on his third year, former 7th round pick. He's been good for them, but they do like to do a little bit lose some other running backs. They still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Jerick McKinnon or Jet is gone. He left. I think he's still a free agent, but he's not on this team anymore. But he's still a good back. Got some question. They might not be great tackle. They have great interior offensive line though too. He should be good for them. Then at 13, I have Bills and James Cook. James Cook he had a good year from last year. Like he's finally helping the Bills finally find their running back issues. They struggled with some running back issues. Like they've invested a ton of picks, so they haven't found that tree good running back. I think Cook can be that guy. But in the red zone, like the end zone, like they had last year, they ended up using Latavius Murray's son. So it's like, do they trust Cook in the red zone? Like, no offense to Latavius Murray, but at this point in his career, he's not that good. Like, he's still a fine back, but he's not as good as he used to be. So, yeah. And at 12, I have the Browns and Nick Chubb. If it wasn't for his injury and him missing, they left him on the PUP list, so he's going to be out for at least the first 4 games of the year. So that's starting to hurt him. But so it's like, how does he bounce back? Because he's in his late 20s. He's coming off a huge injury, and he's coming off his second torn ACL because he tore one in college. I know it's been a while, but he still did it. I think it might have been the same knee, which also doesn't help. But he's still a good back. It's just he's going to be out for at least 4 games, so that doesn't help him. And then 11, I had the Rams and running back Kyron Williams. He had a breakout year last year. Like they had 2 guys come out of nowhere last year that breakout years, and Williams and Puka Nacua. Those 2 guys have really good years for them. Nobody was expecting from them. Say Williams is a good back. They did draft Blake Corum in the 3rd round, so does he take some carries? I don't think it would be a ton. And they have some offensive line injuries, which also doesn't help. And they also have they have 2 really good wide receivers, assuming they both stay healthy, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. So you'll see it, but Williams is still a good back. Then at 10, I have Jets and Brees Hall. I was thinking about putting Hall a little higher, but it's like he's still a good back. They do now should have finally a good quarterback in Rodgers. Assuming he plays more than 4 snaps, but does he play more than 4 snaps? I hope he does, or at least throws a pass. But yeah, Paul's a good back, so we'll see. Then at 9, I have the Vikings and running back Aaron Jones, formerly they brought him in on a 1 year deal this offseason for the Packers. I think it's a good back still. It's just these guys I think are some of them are younger and are still better than him or can be better than him. And Jones dealt with some injuries last year. He did finish off last season with I think like 5 or 6 straight 100-yard rushing games, including the playoffs. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I know it was around 5 or 6. So he did finish the season off good. Can you stay healthy? And they also did Ty Chandler, who's going to his 3rd year at North Carolina. So I was like, do they want him to play a little bit just to see what they have in case of next year they don't re-sign Jones and he leaves again in free agency? So we'll see there. Then 8, I have the Lions with Jameer Gibbs. They also have David Montgomery, so it's probably one A1 B getting again for them this year. I like Montgomery. I think he's a good running back, but Gibbs is ranked. I would have if I had Montgomery, he'd be ranked a few spots lower. But he'd still be the top half running backs, I think, or at least near it. But Gibbs is just that good. He had a really good rookie year. Should have another good year for them. He's just a really good running back. At 7, you have the Jaguars running back Travis Etienne. He did another good year for them last year. Yeah, he's had some really good years for them. They drafted him to be together coming out of college with Trevor Lawrence. They both went to Clemson. Both got drafted in 2021 first round. Like he's been good for them. So we'll see there. Then at 6, you got the Falcons and Bijan Robinson. He had another really good rookie year. I think he could next year. He could be top 5. Just I think they still have Tyler Algier, so you might want to play him some because like a lot of teams, Tyler Algier will be starting back. Like Algier's rookie year, he had 1,000 yards, and then they proceeded to draft in the top 10 a running back in Bijan. So yeah, the Bijan's a really good back. He should have another good sophomore year. So we'll see. So now let's go to your top. Let's go top 5. I think this like Barkley and Bijan are like those are 2 guys you can kind of question who is one the top 5 one, but those 2 guys are really close. But like the top 5, like the top 4, you kind of don't know. It's just what spots they're in. Say now, let's go to Eagles. And you got Saquon Barkley. You brought him in from your division rival in the Giants. And now Saquon finally for the first time in his career has a good O line. The Giants have never had a good O line in front of him. Should help him. He's still a good back. He's still with injuries over his career at all. So we'll see there. He's still a really good back. F4, I have the Colts and Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's another good back. He did miss some games last year, but he should be like their one guy because Zach Moss is gone. So we'll see there, but he's still a good back for them. Then at 3, I have the Ravens and Derrick Henry. They brought him over from the Titans in the offseason. Derrick Henry should be good. Like he showed a little bit of he still had some good games, but Henry did show a little bit of decline this last offseason. He is I think he's 30 at this point. Let me double check here. Henry. So he is 30 now, so that is old. He's still a really good power back. And now he has now he has a really good dual threat quarterback right next to him in Lamar Jackson. So I think he's gonna be a good back. He's gonna still be a good back. Just can you stop the decline and still be really good. At 2, I had the Packers and their new running back, Josh Jacobs. They brought him in from the Raiders this offseason. He's been a really good back for the Raiders. Now the Packers had them. Like they signed him and got rid of Aaron Jones. like for a few hours, like everybody's like, "Oh, this could be the best running back duo ever." Like or like for sure now, but maybe a long time. And you got Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones. And Aaron Jones proceeded to want to get traded or released because he didn't want to be their number 2 back. But yeah, he's still a good running back. So yeah. Then number 1, this one was a no question one. Like unless McCaffrey It's a bad year, deals with some injuries, and some these other guys behind him having really good years. McCaffrey's still be number one again next year. He just is. Like McCaffrey is a really good back. Like he's a great running back on the run. Then he's great receiving back. Like he's a top receiving back as well. He's a good, yeah, he's just top running back in general. He's had 1,000. It's been a few years since he's had it, but he has done it just to show you how good of a receiver back he can be. So yeah, he's just that good. Like he's so good. Like even though they have a good back, like Elijah Mitchell behind him, they barely play Mitchell. Like like Mitchell's another guy who could be starter on some teams. He's a good back as well. Yeah, Caffrey is a really good back. He just is. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.